Will we see a trend towards younger professionals? And then related, what advice would you give to folks in terms of knowing when they're qualified for a more advanced position like a board position, yet not having the experience to draw from or to say, yeah, I am ready? When do they know? When do you know you're ready for that type of role? So package those together.
Sure. So what I would say, Adam, maybe dealing with the last one first, or maybe in combination of what I would say is, I don't think you ever know when you're ready. I certainly wasn't ready to become chair and sort of had to learn. And so that goes back to, the willingness to acknowledge that and to do the homework to get yourself prepared through a number of different channels. So I don't think you're ever ready. And if we wait till we're ready, keep in mind that what we've got is two things working at different speeds. We've got our level of development or growth or knowledge or expertise. And then we've got the world that we want to play in that's continuing to evolve and rapidly, probably more rapidly than we can evolve. At some point, like two whatever you call them, pistons that come together or circles that come together, at some point you have to make the leap and connect those two and say, okay, I will never be ready, but I do want to learn. And this provides me with an opportunity to learn and to contribute. So I'd say the first lesson for most people is start as early as you can. And the way to start is actually to find organizations that you feel somehow aligned with. And so if you believe, for example, it's a very, let's just take an example. Some people have a very personal experience with mental health or something like that, or an experience in their own families with some ailment or disease or some desire, or let's just say discrimination if you're someone who's BIPOC or something. If you've got issues or areas where you feel we need to make more progress in these areas, find organizations that you have the ability to be aligned with what they do. And this was a learning for us with Michael. We had a full-fledged, as you can imagine, as Nancy can imagine, with a full-fledged analytical framework for all the selection criteria for new trustees on our board. And then we forgot one, is why the McMichael? Why do you care about this organization versus any others? What is unique about us that gives you that sense of passion, that engagement, that willingness to say, I'm going to read 100 pages, I'm going to go out and talk to people, I'm going to advocate for this organization. So that level of passion or alignment is so important. And why is it important, to answer your other question, Adam, is it's important because generally, then you have a perspective that's of value to that organization because you know something about it, you care about it, you're willing to learn about it. And so now an organization is looking at, someone like Johnny who says, I want to join your board. And they're saying, what value can you bring to me? But to your first question is, Johnny can bring a perspective of knowledge about that issue area or that sector or something, a personal desire to learn more about that area, willingness to learn, and to answer that first question, a diversity of thought and perspective that many boards, the McMichael board was generally white at an average age of 55. By the time I was done, that had changed by 10 years, and we had a director in training program with an average age of 38 and 5 people that had gone through that program. But what were we looking for? Hey, I don't know what young people are thinking as it relates to how they want to engage with visual art in Canada. What's the best way to capture that? Is to bring those people, give them a seat at the table, have them involved in the discussion, and partner them up with someone who's got board experience so that they learn and benefit. And so it's really thinking about that to add diversity of thought, diversity of perspective in an area and an organization you feel passionate about, and to essentially be willing to learn and grow with that organization.